A week-long process coming to an end in the Anthony Garcia murder trial. A jury selection is now complete. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Matthew Smith. Jessica Gill is on assignment. Opening arguments for the Anthony Garcia quadruple murder trial will begin Monday. It took an entire week to pick the jurors, which was only made public just a few hours ago. Our Erin Murray was there every single step of the way, and tonight she's taking a look at what final questions narrowed down that jury pool.
It started with the prosecution led by County Attorney Don Klein. Now, really, one of the last questions he asked was if anyone in the jury pool worked together. Now, he said they wanted to make sure no one would be influenced if this was a case. Imagine if someone's boss was on the panel. They may say and act differently. After that, it was the turn of the defense, and all those questions coming from Jeremy Jorgensen. Now, he really hammered 3 points. First, about emotions, especially when looking at graphic images. Would a person's emotions cloud their judgment to be fair and impartial? Second, he asked more about how much people knew about Garcia because of all the news coverage. And finally, he asked if people watched cop shows like CSI, SVU, Law & Order. Both he and Klein wanted to stress those are very flawed portrayals of the way investigations work and the judicial system works. Fortunately, everyone in the room seemed to understand that. Now, after these questions, both sides were able to strike. They each got 16, and that gave us the final count here. The breakdown, 9 men and 7 women, 12 jurors and 4 alternates. Now, after everything, we did get a chance to speak to the defense team on how they felt about the final jury.
I mean, there's obviously a roll of the dice to any of it because, you're limited in terms of questioning and, none of us are mind readers. So, but I think we agree that we both feel very happy about being paneled and let's go to trial. Three years.
We also saw Garcia's family in court for the first time today. I sat next to his brother, Fernando, in the courtroom. He was very quiet throughout the day, and he came and left with the defense team. Matthew?
Thanks, Aaron. And meanwhile, Klein did not comment following this process. The trial will begin with opening arguments Monday morning. Now, coming up at 6:30, we'll give you some of the reasons potential jurors were dismissed and the different ways the two sides questioned those jurors.